I've always been excited by the idea of leaving home and starting afresh. In a way, it's human nature, wanting to progress to a different, more exciting stage in your life before you're entirely ready. The promise of freedom was so exciting to me that I didn't realise how different life could be without a safety net. The first few months of sleepless nights and binge drinking felt like a crash course into student life. But it began to get out of control. Somewhere along the line, it shifted from fun drinking to drinking excessively to escape myself. After all, waking up in your own vomit with a list of regrets longer than the skirt you wore the night before is hardly glamorous. It was the one time that I got into a massive fight with my friend on a night out. She told me that I'd changed, that I was toxic. Honestly, maybe she was right. I'd gone from the lightweight who got buzzed off a few drinks to a girl that got blacked out almost every time we went out. I'd wake up the next day filled with panic, not knowing what I'd done or which friend that I'd have to apologise to for my incoherent and aggressive state. I haven't told anyone. Saying to uni students that you don't drink to them is like saying you don't breathe air. My parents would just worry, and I don't want to feel like I'm being pitied by them, like I'm a small child that needs her mummy. I want to be independent and live a life I choose. After all, first year is the year that you're allowed to make reckless, colossal mistakes. Right?
Hey, sweetie, how are you?
I'm okay, Mum.
You sure? You seem a little bit stressed. You been taking those vitamins I sent you?
Yeah, I have.
Have you been eating enough?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, well, that's something. What about sleep?
I mean, not great, I guess. I don't know what that's got to do with it, though.
Well, I've told you about how important sleep is. I'll send you an article I read about the value of sleep for adolescent brains. It's very important you get enough sleep. It's no wonder you've been stressed.
Mum, you don't need to send me an article. I think it's pretty standard for uni students to run on about 5 hours sleep. I don't think I know anyone my age that goes to bed before 1.
Well, yes, I can understand that. I was a student not that long ago.
Feels like a million years ago.
How rude! Your dad's already been telling me I look like an old lady in these reading glasses. Ugh, you're all so mean to me.
You know we're only teasing. What's been going on at home anyway?
Nothing exciting, really. Cleaned out the shed at the weekend. Oh, that reminds me, do you want us to keep the old rocking horse?
The rocking horse you got me when I was a kid?
Yes, you're always very precious about it.
Yeah, that was when I was like 10. You can get rid of it. I've grown out of it now.
Okay. Anything else you want to tell me?
No. I think that's all. Anyway, Mum, I've got to go.
Oh, okay. Love you, sweetie.
Love you too. Bye.
When I was younger, I used to tell my mum everything. My worries, my secrets, who I was arguing with at school, everything. One day, probably when I was around 12 or 13, I came home very upset. The boy I had a huge crush on told my friend he didn't like me back. I was frustrated that he was too cowardly to tell me to my face. My mum listened patiently as I explained the whole story, in detail, even the irrelevant bits about Leah's terrible haircut and Sarah's new boyfriend, until finally she said,
Sophia, you wouldn't want to date a silly boy like that anyway. You're going to come across a lot of idiots in your life, and the best thing you can do is move on. After all, you're going to kiss a fair few frogs before you find your prince.
For some reason, that conversation stuck with me, even today. I fell in love with the idea that one day I'd meet the perfect guy and that'd be it. This became a lot more complicated, however, when it became clear that most men were frogs after all. Maybe I didn't want a prince. The more I thought about it, I'd realised I'd much rather be the one to slay the dragon or climb the tower, because at least then I'd be able to catch a glimpse of a beautiful princess. I have to be honest, I don't really like labels. I find them confusing and quite elusive. Just when I think I've finally nailed one down, it wriggles out from under me and I'm left feeling like a question mark is hanging over my head. All I know for certain is that I've wanted to kiss girls since I was 8 years old. Yet, somehow I was able to convince myself that I was straight for 16 years of my life. I genuinely thought that all straight girls secretly thought that women were just way more attractive than men. I also believed it was jealousy that made me obsess about the pretty girls in my class that seemed to be good at everything. Coming to terms with my sexuality was so freeing. As I finally accepted this part of myself that I had desperately tried to repress for so many years. It didn't take me long to come out to my group of friends at school. I would wait until I'd had a few drinks and had subdued the part of my mind that was worried about what they might say. Then I'd turn to a friend and blurt it out to them. It took me a while to find the nerve to tell my parents. It wasn't so much their reaction that held me back as the expectations that I felt had been placed on me throughout my life. Without ever asking me what I wanted, family members would urge me to marry a nice man and say things like, "You'll understand when you have children." It felt as if marrying a man and motherhood were inevitable from the moment I told my mum I loved the colour pink. When I finally felt that I couldn't hide it any longer, I was sitting in a park with my mum, gearing myself up to tell her. I planned out this whole speech in my head, but all of the words seemed like they were glued to the back of my throat. In the end, all I managed to do was blurt out,
Mum, I like girls.
What do you mean, sweetheart?
I mean, I'm attracted to women. I might even marry a woman one day.
Okay. Does that mean you don't like men?
No, I like men too. I just prefer women.
Have you always known?
It's hard to say. I mean, I've probably always known deep down. It just took me a while to accept it.
I see. I understand it must have taken so much courage to tell me, and I just want you to know that it would never have changed anything. I've loved you since the day you were born, and nothing is ever going to change that.
As I began to cry, my mom took me in her arms and hugged me so tight that all of my worries seemed to evaporate in that moment. I didn't brush her off or complain that I was too old to be hugging my mum. I wiped the tears off my face, closed my eyes, and prayed that she wouldn't let go. The crushing weight I had felt on my chest throughout our conversation began to ease. It felt as though it had risen from my sternum and was now balancing in the space between both our chests. It was as though she had chosen to take on a part of that weight for me, so it no longer had the power to crush me anymore.
Are you surprised?
A little. The signs are probably there. I must have just been oblivious.
True. I'm surprised you didn't clock on last year when I went to Pride with my friends.
I thought you were just going as an ally.
A very enthusiastic ally in my head-to-toe rainbow outfit.
Yeah, come to think of it, when you were younger, you did used to say you wanted to marry your best friend Zoe.
And you still didn't think anything of it.
Well, at the time, you only wanted to marry her so you could steal her teddies.
What can I say? I was a go-getter even then.
Knowing that she supported me like that was everything. It meant that it hurt a little less when classmates I had confided in started spreading rumours about me, and family members asked me why I had made the choice to like girls when I could just be straight. Because I knew she'd always have my back. I know people who have had to fight an uphill battle for their parents to finally accept them, so I was definitely very fortunate with the reaction from my mum. I just don't understand why I had to do it in the first place. Why a person's love for their child is conditional on who they fall in love with. What I'm realising as I'm getting older is that life is rarely as simple as right or wrong. So many of us live our lives in this grey area between the two, trying our best to be good, but falling into bad habits just as easily. We can't expect each other not to make mistakes or fuck up sometimes, because that's just not realistic. Being able to truly understand and relate to another person is hard. But how can we expect other people to accept our failings if we don't accept faults in others?
Sophia, what do you think you're doing?
I'm going to a party, Mum. I told you about this ages ago.
I don't remember agreeing to that. What are you wearing? There's more fabric in this rug than there is in that dress.
Mum, why are you like this? I told you and Dad literally months ago about this party, and you both said I could go.
You could go if you put me into contact with the parents who are going to be at the party, which you haven't. I can't have you messing around unsupervised.
Why does it matter? I told you that Jake's parents are going to be there, so why do you need to contact them? You are such a control freak. Oh my god.
What's in there?
Just water. I get thirsty at parties.
Give it to me.
Why? I literally just told you it was water. Can't you just trust me this once?
Well, I trusted you last time, and look where that got me. Your friend's mum was calling me up to come and pick you up because you passed out and were throwing up everywhere.
Why do you always go on about that? I've apologised time and time again and told you I wouldn't do it. I swear I can't make any mistake without you holding it over my head for the next 6 months.
No. Guess you were telling the truth.
Wow. So shocking. Your teenage daughter actually told the truth for once. Guess she isn't such a disaster after all, Catherine.
I've never said that you were a disaster. Where have you got that idea from?
Seriously, you think I can't read subtext? It's like whenever I do anything wrong, you look at me as if I'm the disappointment of the family.
I could never think of you as a disappointment. We all make mistakes, that's what makes us human. All I want is you to be safe. It's hard for me to see you do things which are so damaging to yourself. I get that teenagers tend to do pretty reckless things, but you have to be more careful.
I don't think I truly understood what she meant back then. I was too upset and angry to abandon my pride in that moment. But now I can see how her efforts to protect me were actually pushing me away. I think one of the main reasons I'm hesitant to say I want kids is because mothers are rarely allowed to make mistakes. We expect this sort of morally pure, omnibenevolent bullshit from women, without letting ourselves see them for imperfect beings, just like the rest of us. I think it's been a while since I've truly confided in someone. I don't feel like myself anymore. Or rather, I'm losing sight of who that is. It feels like I'm hiding a part of myself, the vulnerable side, behind a wall I've spent years building, brick by brick. I laugh and smile and dance, all while other people are around, only to go home and cry when I'm alone. It's like I'm trapped inside this box and it's filling with water. I know it's only a matter of time before the water engulfs me, and yet I can't find the words to scream for help. It's not like I feel down all the time. It's more that I just feel numb. Even on a good day, I'm struck by how empty I feel. I'm just like the vessel harbouring the person I used to be. I know it sounds bleak, but honestly it's true. I guess I've always thought if I said it out loud, it sounds like something out of an angsty teen drama, but I don't know how else to explain it. I don't know what came first, the drinking or the emptiness. Either way, they both keep me up all hours of the night and leave a visible trace on my consciousness. Leaving home is strange, because you feel like you need to take every part of adulthood in your stride and never look back. But on that dark Thursday evening, I finally understood that I was trying so hard to be grown up, and it was holding me back, as I was failing to reach out for help when I needed it.
Hi, Mum. I've got something I need to talk to you about. I've been meaning to tell you for a while. I don't feel like myself anymore, and I don't know what to do.